Welcome to The Big Story, hosted by Victor. The Big Story brings you interviews with inspiring people who are killing it in various spheres of life. Get ready to learn a lot while laughing and having a good time in a relaxed environment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Big Story. With me, I have Italo Viale. It's really an honor to have you here. Welcome to The Big Story.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
Great, great. So, Italo, it's really an honor to have you. We set up the interview, I think, a month ago, and finally you're here. I'm really happy that we're gonna have fun in this interview. I can feel it already.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice to be here, and thank you for having me here. Glad to be the first interviewee on your new house, actually.
Thank you, thank you very much. So it's Italo. You run a company called Scale, and Scale is it's a company that offers SaaS link building.
SEO, SEO and link building,
Yeah, and SEOs. They work with SEOs. So for someone like me, that's like a lot of abbreviations. What exactly does SaaS mean, and what exactly does Scale do?
Awesome, great question. Yeah, for sure. Like sometimes we in our line of business, and I'm guessing you have the same thing, right? Like we abbreviate things thinking everybody knows it, but no. So SEO is search engine optimization. So it's basically getting people to find you organically through different search engines, right? Like Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. So let's say you have a problem and you're looking for a solution. Like how can I optimize my project management uh, flow, and then you say, hey, project management software, project management tool. So what we do is that we make sure that our clients actually rank on top of that. So when you look for that, you find them and you say, oh, this is a great tool. Let's research on it. Let's sign up. Let's try it out, and let's be a client. That's basically SEO. Now, the link building part of thing is maybe more specific. It's so the way that the search engines work is that they need to understand who is like an authority on X topic, right? So let's say knowledge-based software, right? So who is actually writing content and providing value to users on the knowledge-based software space. So what we do is that, okay, this is client X. You need to optimize this piece of content this way. And then what we do is that we do link building in regards to other pages, other websites, linking back to you, right? So we say, hey, let's create a great content for you. And then what we do is that we add a link here to our client. So then the whole topic is how to make Google understand who is an authority on X topic, right? So that's basically link building. So SEO is ranking you on top, getting you clients from organic searches, and link building is helping you rank on top. What by telling Google that you are an authority on the topic.
Okay, great, great. So how do we get a cowboy on top of the podcast Google searches?
We should definitely talk about that, man. Yeah, for sure. It's everything is possible. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, most of the time when you type in something, you like to see the authority and you like to see the best person on top. You don't want to see like someone who is just saying whatever as the first search.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is very useful, especially in a time where there is a lot of misinformation here and there. What you're doing is really cool, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. we do focus just on business to business companies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. There's a lot of, as you could know, there's a lot of like misunderstandings on how to approach this, right? Like once you have the capacity to do something, there's a lot of people that are gonna just like misuse it, right? So what we focus on is on B2B. But yeah, if you search like, hey, I'm my head hurts and my arm hurts, and you search that, then whatever is gonna show up is not necessarily the best option. It's just gonna be the option that has the most SEO side of things, right? That's why we, as a company, Scale, we don't touch things that are not business to business, which is more like straightforward and like you know that what you're getting is actually the best answer. But yeah. Just wanted to make that comment in regards to the industry in general, right?
Great, great. Well, we know about what you do right now, and it's your company. That's very good. But now we want to know something random about you. So, if you don't mind, I would like you to pick a number from 1 to 100, and I can ask you a list of icebreaker questions that I have.
First, just parenthesis. It's my company with my co-founder called Jake Steiner.
Okay.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Okay.
Okay. But then 17.
17. Is there a reason why you picked 17?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay. What's your favorite? What's your caffeinated beverage of choice? Coffee, cola, or tea?
Coffee. 100%, man. I'm great question. Great question. I'm from Guatemala. It's
Yeah.
a Central American country. We're very proud of our coffee, and we are a coffee drink country. And I'm a coffee drinker. Like, yeah, I drink maybe like 4 coffees per day. So definitely coffee. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. When I work from home, I take 1 cup of coffee, but when I'm at home, I take 2. Do you have your coffee straight black or with milk and sugar?
Straight black, man. Straight black.
I
No
know.
sugar. No sugar. That's bad for you guys. Don't drink sugar. Yeah, sugar is bad. No. Just straight. Yeah.
Okay, great, man. Great, man. Nice. So, I already asked you. We already heard you're from Guatemala. I know that you studied business and
Mhm.
you live in Barcelona. That's
Yeah.
that's like a whole range of topics. You're working in SEO optimization. Literally, um, yeah. How did you end up where you are right now, talking to me from Barcelona and having this interview?
Yeah. It's a great story, a big story. That's why we're here, right?
Yes.
So as I said, I'm from Guatemala. I studied business there. Then I was working with a great company called, well, you guys know it. It's Fiat, like the cars,
Yeah.
right? So I was working for Fiat, but then I was like, something is missing here, and I decided to come to Spain. My sister has lived here for the last 16 years, maybe more. I'm
Okay.
not sure. Sorry. Um, so I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to Barcelona, study a master, and then what it happens is that I came here. I came here and I just started like studying, and 3 months in, I was like, I'm not saying this is the best, but I was like, it's a bit boring just to study, right? So I searched for an internship, and the internship was with SEO, with another company that I have, the only company that I work with here. It was with SEO.
Okay.
So the managing director at that time of the company called Big SEO, BIG SEO, um, who he is a German guy. He was like, yeah, just come with me, just basically be my assistant. So I was assistant to the managing director for 3 months. and then was like, this is interesting. This is interesting. For whatever reason, what happened is that he left the company, and then what happened is that they divided his roles in two, right? So I took one of those roles, which is finance and operations, and was like, okay, so I'm just gonna take that.
Yeah.
And that's how this whole thing started, and that's how I was able to just start growing here in Barcelona and like develop, right? Um, Long story short, I met my co-founder since he was looking for a Spanish agency, right? So ours. So he approached us. I made a pitch. We convinced him or his company to work with us, and then we started like a relationship, a very nice relationship, friendship relationship, and we started talking. And then we decided, hey, you know what? You have expertise on this area. I have expertise on this area. Let's just make something together. And that's how I'm here talking with you. Then, in a more personal note, of course, I met someone, and then I went to the Netherlands and I met you. Basically, that's how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, great, great. The world is a very small, small place where you have to take
Small
it.
shell. Yeah.
And I see you as someone that has taken every chance that you have. And what would you say is the most important skill that you have that you needed to get to where you are right now?
Just there's several skills, man. Really, like from some like, well, where are you from, actually, Victor?
I am from Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay. And how did you got to where you are right now?
So I finished my high school in Nigeria. That was
Mm-hmm.
7 years ago. 7 years ago, yes. 8 years ago, I think. And I decided to come here to study. The reason why I came here to study was because I already came here much later. Uh,
Huh?
uh,
Earlier. Yeah.
yeah, much earlier, I mean, for vacation.
Okay.
And I like the place, I like the country, I like the people, and I was like, hey, when I'm done with with my high school, this is a nice place for me to come and study.
Yeah.
And when I was done, I remembered it, and I sent in my papers for a school to study aeronautical engineering, and
Oh, yeah, it's true.
yeah, and the reason why I chose that was because I wanted to become a pilot, but I heard a lot of stories about pilots not.
I I wanted to become pilot too, so that's interesting. Didn't know that from you. Yeah. I live 100%. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I heard about like pilots not being the profession not being as good as it used to be in the past. So I said, hey, I still like airplanes and I like engineering. I like putting things together. So
Yeah.
we put the two of them together and see what pops out. And that was aeronautical engineering. And I finished. I worked in DAF trucks, and
Okay.
now I work at ASML, and I'm here sitting down right now in Helmond. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's great. So, yeah, that's awesome. Um, so yeah, like as you were asking me, like in the end, what that you just kept going, right? You just kept like you were determined, you had an objective. I want to live here. Okay, what should I do? Blah blah blah. You studied, you were good at your studies, I'm assuming, and then you stay there,
Yeah.
right? And you focus on that. So I think it comes down to focus, basically. Like you need to understand why are you doing, sorry, what you're doing and why are you doing it, and
Yeah.
then just keep that track. Just keep that track, and in general, in like personal life or in business, that's what you need to do. Like just set a focus. Don't try to do everything, like don't try to do like be everything. Just okay, this is my focus right now. What should I do? Why should I do it? Focus on that, work towards that, and then move on to the next thing. So one of the best advice I can give anyone out there is it's to be focused, right? Like, okay, what do you want to do? It could be simple. It could be like, okay, I want to own this apartment. I want to stay in this place. I want to make this relationship a successful. Uh, just focus on that before moving to anything else, or before trying to like eat too much of the pie. Like just focus and just be very hyper focused on everything, because that's how at least have found success in general. Like in life, in business, it's just being hyper focused. Yeah.
Great.
And but of course, sorry, the next thing is discipline. You need to be disciplined. The thing is that sometimes discipline, we align discipline with very like, okay, you need to wake up at 5 a.m. No, like discipline is you can wake up whatever time you wake up, but at least make a routine and be disciplined on the things that you do every day, right? Even if it's small, even if it's like read an article at 9 a.m. every day, just do it, and that will compound into success in the later stages, if that makes sense. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's actually something that's really true, because if you speak to any successful person, there is one thing that they've been doing for the past 10 years.
No.
It doesn't have to be such a really big thing or whatever. It just has to be something that works for them, and they just keep on doing it. Something that puts them in the right state of mind. And
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. Just
Hmm.
yeah, just like be focused, be disciplined. It takes time. It's hard, guys. Like I'm not gonna like if it was easy, everybody will do it, right? So that's why it's not easy, right? Like that's why we are here and that we are talking, because we're people that have endured those hardships and move on into like successful stages, like you, Victor, and myself, right? So it's all about like being focused, being disciplined, and just sticking to it. Basically, that I think that's also in business, actually, or at least in bootstrap business. That's one of the things. Like stick to it, right? Because sometimes we get the idea with my business partner, like, why are we doing this? Like, we should just get some founding, like external money, and just, like it's easier. But we know that on the long run, if we stick to this business model or this approach or this focus and be disciplined, we will reach success, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yes, yes, I get you, man. I get you. Thank you. So, from if
Yeah.
I recap what you said, for success, the model is you have to be focused, disciplined, and just stick to it. Just keep on going. Don't stop. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Like one thing I recommend people that I coach is like it's as you said, it's a small things like um meal prep, preparing your meal on Sunday for the next week.
Mhm.
Those small things will give you so much space and so much time. Um, but they take discipline, right? They take focus, discipline, sticking to it. Like every Sunday, I have to meal prep. Why? Why should I do that? But if you do those type of things in general, and they will compound in the end, and you will be successful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, man. And so when you say discipline, I have to look at it like this, like, hey, discipline. Most of the time, when people talk, they talk about discipline. They look at it in such a way that, hey, I'm not happy if I have to be disciplined. But how have you been able to balance it and like, how have you been able to find happiness in your job but still maintain the discipline?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. So happiness in my job all depends on me knowing and remembering, mostly remembering what my objective is, right? So if you have an objective of the like an end goal, like a North Star for why you're doing what you're doing, is it to provide to your family? Is it to be happy yourself? Is it to have an impact on society, etc.? Whatever it is, if you have that here, then you will be able to be happy. If you don't have a North Star, an end goal on anything that you do in general, fitness, business, eating, anything, then you will not be happy. So that would be my answer. So what I do is that I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be in 5 years. So yeah, so I have a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year like objective. I know where I want to be. I know what I have to do to get there. So then I do it.
Great. Wow, this is so good, because actually this still ties back to what you said earlier. Knowing where you want to go, you have to have focus to know that. So it literally just ties back to what you said earlier and makes everything complete. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So, sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, tell me.
Yeah, I mean, so knowing all of this, I know that sometimes you must have had, mistakes, successes and mistakes, of course. What would you say? What would you say are the successes and mistakes that you have made? Just like a quick, let's have like a quick recap right now.
Yeah. Ooh, that's even a better question. Okay. One thing that comes to my mind, and I think it's important for everyone listening, is, so I said a couple of things, right? I said you need to be focused, you need to be disciplined. And the third thing that you need to be, or to have, in my opinion, my personal opinion, it's to be successful, is a partner. I think the partner in general, like business partner, loving partner, I don't know how to call it, that you choose is extremely important, right? So the person that you share your life with, either in business life or either your personal life, that's one of the most important things that you can have, actually. Maybe it doesn't answer your question, but I just wanted to bring it up because it's very important. I've realized, because actually it ties down to one of my mistakes. So yeah, I've realized that the partner that you have, it's extremely important to the success you can accomplish. Basically, that's my idea. One of my biggest mistakes is, so I was working with this SEO agency here in Barcelona called Peak SEO, right? I was living with someone, and one of my biggest mistakes is that I prioritize my job over my relationships in general. My mother, my sister, and my girlfriend. And that had an impact on of course on all my relationships. When I real that then have an impact in the future for myself, right? So that's one of the most important things that I could tell you guys. Like, I think I have on LinkedIn. I can send it over to you. But I have a LinkedIn on like what I design after all this learning is like houses, right? So there's 4 houses for myself. House number 1 is yourself, like your personal health, whatever, mental, physical, etc. health. Then it's the relationships that guide you, right? So your girlfriend, your mother, your whatever, your family. Then your work, and then society, right? So what I mistakenly did is I didn't put attention to any of it, basically, because I was focused on just being successful in my job, right? So that's one of my biggest mistakes. Therefore, one of my big success is determining and saying, okay, I can be successful without putting my job above everything else, right? Maybe that's not what you guys were expecting to hear, but I said, I think if I'm healthy, right, I exercise, I eat healthy, then if I take care of my girlfriend or my mother or my sister, etc., for me, and everything of all of this is like good, I'm probably gonna be even more successful on my job, on my company. And that's what I've been doing for the last year and a half or 2 years. And actually, it has brought me more success than before. So yeah, one of my biggest mistakes is not taking care of myself and my relationships and focusing more on work. And one of my biggest success is changing that. I'm taking care first of myself, then of my relationships and my loved ones, and then on my company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, easy to say what you're saying right now, but how do you balance everything? How do you get the mental switch? Like, hey, I need to because right now I might want to take care of myself, but hey, I have a deadline tomorrow that I have to get done, and then
Yeah.
that time is eaten up from the time for myself. How do you balance all these relationships around?
It's well, it's 100% not easy. 100% not easy
Yeah.
because the world that we live in right now, it's like I call it the capitalist growth religion, right? So we all believe on if things are not growing, we're not advancing, right? So then that's like our main focus. Everything has to grow. Our role in a company or our business, whatever, everything has to grow. So if we're not taking care of that, then we're like failing. But I don't think that's true. So then it's hard. It's hard. Like I haven't mastered it yet, but it's extremely hard, right? So basically what you need to understand is how much are you willing to sacrifice? Because in the end, building a business or having a successful career nowadays, it's a sacrifice. Unfortunately, at least that's who I'm. That's my point of view, right? So what I've been doing is analyzing. Okay, again, man, as you said, like it all depends on where you want to be on the next X amount of time, right? So where I want to be, how much I'm willing to sacrifice where I am right now, right? Have I acquired the clients that I need? Have I worked the hours that I need? Have I put the time that I need based compared to how much time do you spend on your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family, your kids, on and yourself? Um, it's a trade-off because in the end, there's just 24 hours in a day, right? And we need to sleep. So let's say there's, I don't know, 16 hours in a day. So yeah, it's a trade-off basically, and sacrifice. Like sometimes I wake up at 5:30 to do exercise, uh, um, because otherwise I don't have time, right?
Yeah.
So things like that. Yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off or a bit of a sacrifice, as long as you have a goal to get. Because I have a goal, I know where we're going, so then therefore it makes sense and it's worth, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Great. Wow. Very, very good, man. Nice advice. So earlier
How
you,
do you do it?
sorry?
Because I'm sure. How do you do it? Because I'm sure you work a lot. I'm 100% sure you work a lot. 100%. Yeah.
So, well, before the pandemic, I was extremely busy.
Mhm.
I'm just going to give you a recap of my week. I
Yeah.
I had this. podcasts and also websites. Ekabo. I was learning how to swim. So first of all, Monday after work, I had to take Dutch lessons. Tuesday, I had to, after work, football, because I play for a team also. I used to play. Wednesday, I went for swimming. Thursday, Dutch again, and football. Friday was my only free day because Saturday I had sports also, and Sunday I had a game and church. So yeah, to be honest, the only place where you can get eat up some time is sleep. And yeah, I figured out that sleep is, you can eat it up, but at the end of the day, you have to pay it back somewhere. So to be honest, at the moment I'm still looking at where to how to make a balance. Um, Last month I made a plan that I was going to wake up every day by 5:30, but I did it for like 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, I just could not. So the thing is that I have to remember that, okay, if I want to wake up by 5:30, I have to go to bed by 9:30 or 10:30. So you have to, yeah, it's always a balance, and I'm still looking for the best way to do it. And at the moment, it's just me getting into coffee, of course, and sleeping less. But yeah, I'm looking for options, ideas, advice on how to get that balance.
Okay, looks like you're doing a lot of things, a lot of good things as well, for sure. But yeah, they've look, maybe sometimes it's like romanticized, but waking up super early, it's actually very useful. It's hard, but it's very useful. Like sometimes I'm at 10 a.m. and I'm like, oh, whoa, already did whatever I did yesterday on from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I already did it. Like now I'm more productive, right? I think that's one of the best advices, and it comes down to the discipline and the focus, right? Because if you have focus on what you need to do, why you need to do it, and then you have discipline on waking up early, it will pay off in the long run. Because people are not awake at that time, usually people are not awake, so you have an extra advantage against everyone. Like you have an advantage against everyone on like 3, 4, 5 hours advantage on everyone, but it takes time to make it a habit, right? Have you read, there's this book that I love and I would recommend everyone, called Atomic Habits?
No.
Have you read it?
No.
Okay, I recommend it. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm just saying here on the chat, you can cut this from Atomic.
Oh yeah, I see. Atomic Habits. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So the idea is, which something we believe in general also with my business partners, compound growth, right? So little things that will compound in the future and will make you scale, right? Scale your health, scale your time, scale your success, and how that's how we approach everything, like our own life. That's how we approach the clients that we work with. Is like, okay, really, what you need to like the mentality that you need to have is not like, okay, I'm gonna change my life in 1 week, because that doesn't happen and it's not sustainable, right? You're gonna change your life as you make improvements, small improvements in a long period of time, right? So you are disciplined and you make small improvements for a long period of time, because they say that if a habit comes from 21 days, right? So if you wake up at 6 a.m. for 21 days, you probably it's just gonna be a thing, and then you're gonna see like, oh, whoa, I've been extremely productive. I've been able to cook for myself, to work out, etc., etc. And then you will see like, okay, yeah, my improvement on my body, my health, on my mind, it's extremely higher than if I just say, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym or whatever at 10 a.m. every day. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. So basically, if I had woke up by 5:30 for one extra week, it would have become a habit.
Supposedly, yeah. I think it does. I've seen it. I've seen it with, maybe it's a taboo and nobody talks about it on your interviews, but like with drinking, I see it with drinking. I think you don't drink, right?
No.
Okay, so maybe you cannot relate to this, but it is a big thing, right? So the time that I got more successful was when I stopped drinking, but it took me a good 21 days. Good 21 days. You know, like so intense that I knew was going to be intense. Actually, Isabella helped me with this a lot. So I said, okay, for the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna train every day, because if you train and you exercise, you don't want to drink because you are tired, right? So I trained every day for 21 days, and then I was able to not drink for like a year, you know?
Yeah.
So that proved me that, yeah, probably there's some truth regarding that.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, you speak a lot about partnership. So partnership in your business life, uh, partners in your personal life, and basically partners are really important wherever you are. But how do you maintain good relationship with partners, and how do you maintain your business partners and your personal partners, and make sure that it does not cross over or whatever, and you maintaining a good relationship basically?
Great question. So I think in general, maintaining a good relationship is, and for me, it all goes back to the same principle. Like, okay, so where are we going? Why are we doing this? Like, why are you having a relationship with this partner? Whatever it is, business or personal. And based on that, just understand that if you have a common goal or focus, right? Like it could be a family, or it could be like, I don't know, 3 million euros, whatever. If you have a common focus and you understand each other in that common focus, then it's all about communication and like understanding, right? But it's important to be aligned on why are you spending this time with this person, right? Either a business partner or either a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? Like, why are you spending time with this person? Why am I spending time with Isabella, which is my girlfriend? Why am I spending time with her? Why? Like you need to start with the why, and from the why, everything comes up. Why am spending time with Jake, who is my business partner? Why? Where are we going? Why are we going there? Right? So from that, then you understand, okay, so then I need to keep a good relationship. And basically, even if it's a bit of like everything you see on Instagram, whatever, it's communication, man. It's just like you have to communicate. Like, if something feels odd, just say it. Just say it. Just like say like, hey, this feels odd. Why? Maybe it's nothing, and maybe it's something. But if you don't say it, it will just compound on itself, because in the end, compounding could be positive or negative, right? You can have negative compounding habits and you can have positive compounding habits. So it's the same with relationships. Like, if something is off, just communicate and say what's going on with this, right? Either it's business or personal relationships or friendships. Just say, hey, what's going on with this? And I think that's the secret, man. Like, again, I think it's pretty cliche, but in the end, it's probably cliche because it's true. It's communication. That's the key. Yeah, that's the key. Communication.
Yeah, because you see that most of the time, the number one reason why businesses fail is wrong partnership, getting into the wrong partnership with the wrong people. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was why I had to ask the question, because partnership is really important, especially when
It
you
is.
business or
Yeah,
what.
yeah. It's a relationship. Literally, it's a relationship. Like just it's a relationship. Like if you have like the way you have a relationship with your girlfriend, it's the same way you have a relationship with your business partner. Even if you don't want to accept it, it's exactly the same way. Like literally the same way. And you just have to acknowledge that and understand, because the way you foster one relationship is the way you should foster the other one,
Hmm.
right? Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Great, man. Nice. Well, we almost rounding up, and personally, this one is for me also, and also for the viewers. I'm a youth, and most of the people who watch this are also youths. So, coming from you, a businessman, successful businessman, what would you say is your biggest advice to the youths? You spoke about focus, discipline, sticking to it, and all of that, but just speaking, giving an advice to someone that's to the youths of these days, what would you say your biggest advice would be to them?
Well, first, it's just, yeah, maybe it's super simple, but stick to it. If you like something, if you like to do A, B, C kind of thing, just stick to it and just love what you're doing, and it will be successful. Even if it's not successful for 5 years, 10 years, it will be successful. Just stick to it. Don't let other people advise, or other people, even myself, tell you that it's not worth it. Just, yeah, just I think just like toughing it out, like sticking to it. Like, yeah, like I also come from a third world country, like yourself, and maybe some of the people that are listening to this, or hardships in general. It's, you just have to believe on yourself and just keep going. Basically, like, but like for us, nothing is for granted. So just remember that nothing is for granted. Go for it, search for it, make the effort, because without effort there's no reward. That's for sure. So just stick to it, keep going. And yeah, just because you have an unsuccessful month, or even, I think that's more of it. Just because you have an unsuccessful year doesn't mean that you have to stop sticking on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just just keep just keep going, because in the end, like, time frames are like worthless, right? Maybe, like, imagine if I had a bad year on 1996 and say, hey, yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm just gonna, like, give up. I would be like, well, that happened so long ago, right? So even if you have an unsuccessful year, month, week, quarter, whatever it's your measurement of time, just stick to it. Just go through it, keep working on it, and yeah, it's nobody's gonna give you anything. So just tough it out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about I started playing tennis with the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
What makes Federer and Nadal better than everyone else, and Djokovic, of course. And
Yeah.
there was like it's all about their ability to put their mistakes behind them. So basically, uh, well, if you have anger problems, don't play tennis. I found that out myself because tennis is such a
Okay.
sport where you have no one else to blame but yourself. With
Mhm.
football, if someone scores, you can blame the goalkeeper, or you can blame the
Yeah.
defense, or you can blame the striker for not taking the chances. But with tennis, you can only blame yourself. And I see that now that you always have the urge to like or smash the racket or whatever. But the most successful tennis players, of course, they're all good. Even the 20th best player in the world is still very, very, very good. So, but what separates the first five Nadal, Djokovic, is that they are able to put the mistakes behind them. They're just able to tune out the crowd and, okay, I made a mistake here, but this is a new game. Time to get. If you watch some tennis matches, you see that the not so successful player, he makes a mistake, but like you could see, it's still all over him in the next game and in the next service. He's still like agitated, making the mistake earlier. But if you see Federer, he's losing 3-0, but in the fourth game, he's playing like, okay, a new game, time to go again. And that ties down to what you just said.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's very human from us to like hang on past mistakes, but really in the end, you need to think, okay, I made a mistake, I failed, or my plan didn't fail, I didn't close this deal, or whatever, I didn't got into this uni. So what, right? What's the worst thing that's happening? Nothing. Go ahead and try it again, basically.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing, man. Amazing. To be honest, I've learned so much from you. I would love to have you back sometime in the future and just to have a lovely conversation like this. I think this is something that more young people need to hear. And personally, I appreciate you taking out the time from your busy schedule to talk with me. Thank you very much, Italo.
Awesome, Victor. Nice to be here, actually. And yeah, for sure, I will be happy to be back. And yeah, if anybody wants to reach out and has some questions or comments or anything, just I'm guessing you can share my LinkedIn or my Twitter or my anything. No?
Yeah. What I'm going to do, well, first of all, what's the best way for people to reach out to you or to
That's a
your?
great question.
Yeah.
I'm actually a bit of old school. I like email. So if they can email me, I like to do like long form answers when people reach out. Yeah. So I will give you my email so you can like, I don't know, include it on the.
Yeah. I'm gonna put in the link. And also, am I allowed to say your email right now?
Yeah.
Italo@spaceboats.io.
Yeah.
And I'm also put it in the link for anyone.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Please do that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you again for your time. I've had a lovely time and hope we meet up in the Netherlands very soon, or maybe in Barcelona. Who knows?
Hopefully, yeah. Cool, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up? You're still recording?
Thank you for listening. If you would like to send a message or view more content, check our description box below for all our socials and websites. Till we meet again. Bye.